Mic check.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm not used to being this close to Joe.
Thanks for the gum,
Really?
Johnny.
Really? Have you met each other? Joe Arena, Katherine Amenta?
He's like my brother.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the floor.
We're chilling in Mount Rushmore.
Giant wall of solid granite.
Yeah, we're not
We're Americans.
with a capital A.
God bless America.
God bless America.
The challenges begin.
There we go. Jonny Hartwell, the host, the morning show host of 94.5 3WS in Pittsburgh with the Mount Rushmore podcast, the definitive top 4 of everything. Today's podcast is brought to you by Sleep Number. Maybe you've considered a Sleep Number bed but thought you couldn't afford one, but could you really afford another restless night's sleep? So many couples disagree on mattress firmness, but that's never a problem with a Sleep Number bed because it lets you choose your perfect comfort level. For example, my Sleep Number setting is 40. Maybe you like it firmer or softer. It's never a problem. In fact, both sides of the bed are adjustable, so it's like getting 2 beds for the price of 1. And the Sleep Number 360 smart beds are so smart, they sense your every move and automatically adjust to you as you sleep. Get more information at sleepnumber.com. All right. Let's jump into it. Let's say hello to my guests. First of all, it's the Wpxi Channel 11 from Pittsburgh morning team, Katherine Amenta and Joe Arena. Thanks for doing this.
Good morning. It's nice to see your face. I always hear you.
Yes.
And I always see you, but now you're up close.
Does Joe make you nervous?
He does.
I
He
know,
does.
I know.
I have that effect.
All right, so the reason why I brought a couple of TV people in is because my topic is the top 4 TV shows that deserve to be rebooted, resurrected, however you want to say. So you came up with a top 4 list, right?
Correct.
All right.
And I win. I know I'm going to win this.
Well, before we do this, it's not very often I actually get to meet people who get up earlier than I do.
It's true.
Now, you guys are on the air at 4:30.
Correct.
I'm not even on the air at 5, and I can show up like a schlub in jeans and tennis shoes. And
You have my dream job.
And then what time do you guys? What time? You probably
Why don't
get.
you-
I
why
know,
don't
I
you
get this
guess what
question all the
time I wake
What
up?
time do you? Yeah. What time do you wake up?
Guess.
What time?
Guess.
1:30.
12:55.
Oh!
That 5 extra minutes from 1 a.m. makes all the difference.
I get up, actually. When do you think I get up?
Well, considering that you probably need more makeup than she does.
Yes, but less hair time. So therefore,
Oh, that's what it is.
my alarm goes off. My first alarm goes off at 2:30. Then I hit snooze till about 2:40.
Okay.
I'm out.
Well, see,
I'm at
that's
work
what
by
time I
like
get up. I
3:05.
get up at 2:30.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have like an hour drive into
I
Pittsburgh.
don't have that long of a drive, so.
So, what time do you guys go to bed? I know I get that.
5.
You go to 5.
I lay down at 7, but I have 2 little kids, so I'm not really asleep because there's just all kinds of noises going on,
That's
in the
funny.
house. And,
It's funny.
and then I join in, and
I don't know how he does it.
Now, do you guys take a nap?
No, I go straight through till 5.
it's better not to. I don't know about you, John.
Oh,
if you
I
take
love
that
my
nap-
nap.
You're a
Love my
nap
sleep
guy.
number bed, and I love my nap.
If
Combine
I
those
had a
two.
sleep number bed, I'd take a nap. But
Yeah.
I try not to because then I'm wide awake when it comes time to go to bed at night. It's tough. I mean,
Okay.
some days
And
you
that's-
just can't. I'm like a shark. You got to keep moving around, or if you don't, you're just gonna die.
Sharks
Well,
have
I'm
to
in-
keep
I'm in-
moving
They
I'm
gotta
around.
keep moving.
How do you
Yeah.
know that?
They don't sleep.
No.
Yeah, they.
I'm in radio.
Is it dolphin?
We barely move.
pulling things out of
we
places
barely have a
right
job. All right. So the reason, what was so great about doing a morning show like we all do is that we live in a DVR world. That before we would miss primetime
Right.
TV shows completely, but now we pretty much can catch up anytime we want.
I used to
Whenever.
use a DVD player to record individual shows because I didn't want to miss my shows. But
Right.
Just a set of VHS machine to record things back.
the kids don't know what that is,
No, they
Joe.
don't. No, they don't.
What is this? What is this machine? This miracle machine. All right, so we're talking the top 4 TV shows that deserve to be rebooted, a la Will and Grace and Roseanne.
Right.
Will and Grace, that went really well.
Yes, it
the
did.
Roseanne reboot had a few issues, but. So what we're going to do is each of us will go through 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll try to come up with a consensus top 4 list. The Mount
Joe and I
Rushmore.
have to agree on something? Is that
No. Your selections get 2 points. His
Okay.
only 1. So,
I like this game.
All right. So,
Playing golf, I'm giving you strokes here.
we'll start with Joe. Joe, what is your number 4 TV show that you think should be resurrected?
Okay, I'm going to read the Cliff Note version of what the show is to see if you can get it. See if
Okay.
anyone gets it.
All right,
Ready?
good. Ooh, okay.
Former scientist Sam Beckett finds himself trapped in time due to an experiment gone awry, leaping into the body of a different person each week.
Quantum Leap.
Yes.
Can I also say, does he not have a voice for radio? Was that not beautiful?
I was trying to read it like a sympathetic way.
Yeah.
It's a lady voiceover on the
Right,
show.
it is.
But she was like,
You know what?
"Oh,
I really
so
considered
compassionate."
that one.
Poor
Didn't
guy.
make my top 4.
Wonder why it's so good? Or are we going to go there? Or we're
Yeah,
just
sure,
listening?
go ahead.
I'm just saying, this show would be so much better today because that whole show back in the early 90s, mid-90s, was just filmed on a backlot, and it was terrible. The graphics stunk. The CGI was bad. You could make that show really good today.
Is it time travel? I've never seen it.
Sort of, yeah.
Jumps into the life, like, I'll jump into the life of you.
Okay.
And say you have, like, some hitman that wants to come out and get you.
Oh, no.
I have to stop that from happening. I have to save your life. And then I jump
Through
into
me?
another...
Yeah.
Yeah,
You saved me
I'm
through
you,
me.
basically.
Wow.
He could be a woman, anything.
See, I like that one.
Okay.
I like that.
Pretty good.
Is it the 80s? 90s?
90s.
Yeah, 90s.
Okay.
Catherine, what is your number 4?
Bewitched. And I want Tabitha to be the new Samantha.
Oh, okay.
And
All
then
right.
Samantha is the crazy mother.
That works.
Okay. All right, but the TV or the movie reboot would
No.
ruin me for that.
Yeah, I don't like it when they do stuff like that.
The movie
but yeah,
reboot
it
with
was awful.
Will Ferrell was
Yeah, it was
unwatchable.
Yes.
Borderline unwatchable.
This one would be great, though.
Oh, well, yeah. Because you thought of it.
And I always trouble with my number 4 because I always put a number 4 in and I scratch it out. Put another one in, scratch it out. I know because 1, 2, 3, I pretty much have it solid. 4 is always a tough one.
It's a gray area.
It really is.
Yeah.
I went, but then like 2 days ago, I bolted up like 1 o'clock in the morning and went, oh my God, this has to make my list.
What is this?
Now I'm
News radio.
Oh,
That's what
great
Scott
show.
was talking
It was
about.
a great show this morning. That's it.
And the problem with the show is that when Phil Hartman passed away, it ruined the momentum of that show.
Yeah.
It really
He was the
was.
straw that stirred the drink on that show.
And they would have to get another Phil Hartman character like that, which would be tough to do.
John Lovitz took over for him, right?
And it
wasn't
just
quite the
it just
same.
wasn't the same.
No.
But it was so well written. It was a good show. It just never got a
with
fair
you.
shot.
Yeah.
And then after Phil Hartman passed away, it just didn't happen.
Great
but it's a
show.
great premise and a great
Sure.
show.
Yeah.
So we have to agree on a number 4 now?
No,
Oh,
We'll
okay.
all do that at
Oh,
the
okay,
end. We'll
okay.
come with a consensus
All
at the
right.
end. All right, Joe, you're number 3.
All right, my number 3, and I'm not just saying this because it took place in Pittsburgh, because when I watched it, I had never set foot in Pittsburgh. A little show called Back to You. Kelsey Grammer. It was on for 1 year. Anybody remember this?
With Deborah Messing as the
Yes,
news director?
He was the
she-
Josh Gad was the news director.
Okay.
Deborah Messing, not
She was the
Messing.
anchor. Deborah, I'm thinking of her
One
name
from Everyone Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
But she's the guy.
Her name was Deborah and Raymond.
But the main anchor guy, Frasier, the guy that played Frasier.
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer.
He's the man. He comes back to Pittsburgh to be an anchor because he was like a big
that's
anchor
right,
man.
yeah.
It was good.
It was.
The weather person couldn't pronounce Monongahela. It was funny. Like they never gave it a chance. It never had a chance. I
I
feel
think
like
the
it's
TV people
guy-
are ganging up on the
it's
radio
the
people.
guy in the
News
Titanic.
radio, Joe. News radio.
fun.
I want
Why
the show
don't you
about
go back
television.
That movie was like the guy in the Titanic in the third class going, "Give us a chance!" Like that guy. That movie, that show should have had a chance. It had no chance.
Okay. All right. Okay.
There was no room on the wooden door for it.
Emotional.
All right.
It was great. Yeah, right.
Catherine, you're number 3.
Alf.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you
I
like
agree,
that?
absolutely.
Because do you know how it ended? It ended abruptly because it got canceled after the last episode.
So they never really got to wrap it up.
The ship is coming down to get Alf.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And then it's like, does he go? I don't know. Why is he going? Are more Alfs coming? Alfie? You know?
Oh, yeah.
So I want to know what's going on. So bring back Alf.
Well, there is some talk.
that's-
And his political commentary and everything would be hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
And I've heard that there's rumors that they've
Really?
considered
See?
rebooting the
is that
show.
because they heard this podcast?
My number 3 is a show that bounced around from network to network, and it also bounced around from time slot, but it's still prevailed as a ratings juggernaut, and that is Taxi.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I think you bring back the entire cast because Judd Hirsch is still, doing things, and Danny DeVito.
Do they have taxis, or do you now make it Uber?
Oh, see, look! There you go. Although they don't have like an Uber Central.
There's no hub.
Yeah. And it all kind of took place in that one. It was kind of like the Honeymooners, where it was just took place in the kitchen. That show was basically in the garage.
But here's the thing: Andy Kaufman was kind of the quirky guy.
Yeah.
But you bring back Jim Carrey to do different things, man.
Right,
Yeah, because they
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd's still doing stuff. Reverend Jim.
Christopher Lloyd, Taxi. I can only go. That's it.
All right, so that's my number 3. We're going to Joe for number 2.
Number 2, best written show ever. Cheers. Bring it back. Make it happen. Bring it back with what's her name? Shelley Long. Because
what's her name?
Kirstie Alley. I love Kirstie Alley, but I'm just saying the Shelley Long years when it was written that way, there was so much sexual tension, all that going on. Are they going to get together? But just the writing. I mean, genius. And you can make that work today.
I think so. I think that's a timeless show. Yeah. But what if you had, like, instead of you had Woody Harrelson as the main bartender?
He took over.
Yeah, he took over the
sure.
Yeah.
All
right. That's a good one. That's a good one, Joe. All right, you're number 2, Catherine.
Oddly enough, Frasier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't disagree
There's
with
so
that.
much more that could have been done to how that one ended. Bring it back.
And and
the
those
father
characters,
died,
I
but-
know.
Leave you hanging there.
Yeah, but there's a lot to do there.
Yeah.
My number 2, I did a poll, a radio poll with listeners, and this one came out number 1. This is my number 2, and that's WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, that's a good one.
And you bring it back, but you bring it back as instead of a comedy, more of a dramedy.
Dramedy? Yeah.
Because knowing how crazy radio stations really are, you have an infinite amount
of
of
the inside workings of what's going on, right? I mean, we love the tour.
And I will never tell you. I will never tell you because you won't believe me what happened. What happens in these walls at a radio station?
You would never believe what happens in the Weather Center.
Oh, yeah.
When Scott's there. You would not believe it.
What? Go ahead.
I can't even tell you about it.
Do tell.
There's nothing to tell.
Nothing to tell?
Nothing to tell.
Weather happens.
Oh. All right,
I love that one. I watch them on. There's episodes on one of the streaming channels that I don't want to do an ad for right now, but you can watch KRP, and I love it. The chicken episode when they're dropping frozen chicken.
The turkeys, the turkeys. That actually happened. It didn't come from a helicopter. It was the back of a truck in Dallas.
Was it Dallas?
Yeah, and they dumped all these turkeys in the back of on a highway.
They did
because the guy thought, as God is my witness, he thought turkeys could fly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
All right, in the KRP they were dropping
live turkeys.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's drama time. We're down to our number 1.
Right.
Joe, what do you got?
Seinfeld. You said timeless before. Seinfeld. Any episode of Seinfeld works today. It's a show about nothing.
You got to talk into the mic there.
Any episode about Seinfeld works today. Show about nothing.
I can't disagree.
It's too controversial. You can't
That's the only hurdle we'd have to overcome. We just, maybe some people will be a little sensitive to the content, but Seinfeld to me works.
You can't make jokes anymore about anything.
You can't, unfortunately.
All right,
so
Catherine.
All right. Everybody loves Raymond.
I agree.
Deborah and Ray become the crazy parents.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh,
so
absolutely. And they bring in
they had no idea that they're doing the same things that would happen to them.
Yeah. And then maybe you'd meet their kids because their kids really never had a role in the show to begin with. So.
There you go.
I like that. And have a new Raymond, and the old Raymond is the grandfather.
Yes.
I like that one. My number 1 is maybe one of my top 5 greatest favorite shows ever. And when it canceled, I was devastated, and I still think it's relevant. And it was based on a here in Pittsburgh a little bit.
Back to you?
No, Hill Street Blues.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
That cops.
Oh, you don't know. She doesn't know.
He does this to me all the time.
Play the music. I love the song.
And you could probably have that show in reruns, and it would still be.
You wouldn't have NYPD Blue without that.
Oh, absolutely.
You wouldn't
not.
have any
none of those cops.
Law and Order. You wouldn't have any of that without Hill Street Blues.
And that was the original, and I think it still would have gravitas even today.
It's there now anyway in other forms. I mean, it's just that would be. That show is great. That's why it's.
Now, this is where the challenge begins. We have to come up with a consensus top 4. All right. So, Joe, repeat yours.
I've got Quantum Leap at 4.
That's pretty good.
I've got Back to You.
No.
Never had a chance.
Yeah, no.
I've got
Cheers.
Cheers at 2, and Seinfeld at 1.
Okay. And Catherine?
Bewitched at 4, Alf at 3, Frasier at 2, Raymond at 1.
Okay. I like Raymond and Cheers.
Yes, Alf.
There's an age
Yes.
difference here.
Yes. You're lucky I didn't go Saved by the Bell.
Oh!
Because it was on my original list.
I had Saved by the Bell the college years. I'd love it if they brought that back.
I feel so old. All right. Any of mine strike a chord?
I don't know any.
News radio.
I love Hill Street Blues. I think that should be in there.
All right. So we got Hill Street Blues. I like Cheers and Raymond. Taxi, News Radio, any of those? No.
I love Raymond. I think that's.
Yeah, I think so, too.
That's got to be on the list. It's got to be on the list.
And
I've never really watched it fully, and I loved every episode I've watched.
All right, I have 3. And do we have another one that we can kind of agree that Alf maybe?
Throw Alf in there.
Oh my God.
Really,
He
Joe?
really hates
They left people
Alf.
hanging. I mean,
Well, what? The ship just comes and it's just going to end like that forever? What happens? Where does he go? What's his planet?
yeah.
Almac?
Almac.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if how you think of this
I'm
top
smart.
4. All right,
I
Alf at
assure
number
you.
4.
Alpha number 4.
Hill Street Blues at number 3. Raymond at number 2. And I would love to see Cheers come back.
I like Cheers
That's
up top. I think. What was 4? Alf.
Alf.
And 3 was Raymond.
2 was Raymond was number 2.
Seinfeld not even making it?
I think you don't touch it.
I know.
Like,
a good point.
like
Yeah.
there's a like
I mean,
certain.
maybe don't touch Cheers either, but I loved it.
But see, I think you could
play
do
with
it.
Cheers.
Like if you switched the characters a little bit,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it would work.
Would Frasier's wife come back, the crazy lady?
Rhea
'Cause if she-
Perlman, yeah.
No.
Oh, no. Oh.
The psychiatrist
Oh,
with her hair
yeah,
pulled
yeah,
back.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name.
What's her-
Lilith.
Lilith. Yeah,
Lilith.
would Lilith come back? Because then I think you got something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
All right.
I'd like to see Seinfeld though, because I want to see them get out of jail and see if what happens.
That's
you know?
true. Well, they did that in Curb Your Enthusiasm. It was really funny. The season they did the reunion. That was good.
All right.
I don't know.
All right.
Can we throw Seinfeld in there somewhere?
All right. Well,
No?
hold on. All right. Let's have a vote.
Show.
Let's have a
It's your
vote.
show.
Do we go News Radio, KRP, or Seinfeld?
I don't know enough about the other two.
Okay.
Joe,
All
you
right.
can
So
speak
I
for
think
me.
the TV people are ganging up on the radio guy.
I love news radio, but people are going to hate it because Phil Hartman's not going to be in there, and they're just not going to like it. But KRP,
Throw paper, Joe.
KRP, I've got a soft spot for KRP.
All right.
I'll concur.
All right. KRP, Hill Street, Raymond, and Cheers. Are we good?
Done.
Love
I'll
it.
agree with
The
that.
definitive top 4, Catherine Amenta and Joe Arena, WPXI.
Solved all
Catch
the
them in the
world's
morning.
problems.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
this
you.
has been a blast.
It's been great. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to the 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right then.